Welcome back to the third quarter of the BOBBY003 show. We played in 4 quarters, and of course, we kind of fell behind there. We get into little stories, and one thing reminds us of another. We had said we were going to show some boxing pictures of the tournament that took place in Lafayette this past weekend, Acadiana Hotel, or Hotel Acadiana.
We also have this too. You want to do this first?
Let's do an obituary on my very dear friend and everybody's dear friend that ever met him, I think, Mr. Johnny Raymond, age 86, passed away last Thursday. Had a ceremony yesterday that just one of the, I guess, larger, most
biggest military funeral in the state probably in decades, I would say. I mean,
even they attempted to get a flyover and came mighty close, but those have to, I guess, be cleared by the air controllers, and then the military has to approve it, and somebody's got to pay for it, and that's not. Anyhow, that's what we all thought of Johnny Raymond. What a man. What did I say last night at the Mass?
A hero's hero.
A hero's hero, and a man's man.
He was in the military, served, I guess, I don't know if he was drafted or not, but served in the military for a short period, I guess came back home and then went back and enlisted and served for many, many years, retired with the military.
Lieutenant Colonel.
A lieutenant colonel. Served in Korea, served in Vietnam, served in Vietnam before, I guess, in the region prior to us really being involved, in Thailand, all those Asian countries.
Yeah, Thailand is where he really left a mark there.
And people, you know, up to that time you were Army or you were Navy, and then you had Army Air Corps. And when Johnny got involved, they made the Special Forces, what you call an airborne ranger. I mean, everybody hears about the old airborne rangers or Navy SEALs and all these different special forces. Johnny was one of the very first Special Force men chosen. One of the youngest commanders in the military at that time, was promoted up into the Special Forces, specialized in ultra cold weather, jumping out of planes, rock climbing. He was a gunner that would shoot submarines out of airplanes. I mean, just the guy was all world. When Thailand had a huge military celebration to recognize all their history of, I guess, 50 years.
50 years.
He was brought in and just recognized as the father of all the special operations in those Asian countries.
That's unheard of. You know, I mean, a little boy from Brobridge. Can you imagine? And talking about the little boy from Brobridge, he and his friend opened Buck and Johnny's restaurant, beautiful restaurant in the Domingue, what used to be the Domingue Chevrolet garage. And I know why he got kind of interested in the project or buying it. His father worked there when he was a young person. His daddy worked there in the 60s and 70s.
And was active helping veterans get their due. One of the things, working on the Medal of Honor for Father LaFleur, who had passed away in the Second World War.
That's when I first met him, you know, and realized how involved. I knew him before that through the politics, I guess we could say. We met him at...
He was very active, supporting good candidates.
He was a city councilman in Brobridge at one time. I don't know, but when we met, and it keeps coming back to my mind, what's the memorial place on the Sunset Highway?
Bellevue.
Bellevue Memorial. I think that's when I first met him.
And you and I talked about all the medals he won. Did not have a Purple Heart, I don't think. But I think he got everything else. I mean, he literally got the Army Commendation with Oak Leaf Clusters, the Air Medal with Oak Leaf Clusters, the Bronze Star, the Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Clusters, the Silver Star, the Gold Star. He got the Vietnamese Gallantry Cross. He got Bravery and Meritorious Service from the U.S., from the Koreans, from the Vietnamese. I mean, he was one of the highest decorated guys around.
Show a picture of he and his wife,
how about
Miss
Courtney? Right here as well.
She stood by him. I mean, he's been ill now for a couple of years. He had lost a leg due to his condition with being diabetic. And last week, he had the other leg removed, and really thought he was feeling good. Hammy Patin talked to him. I guess that would have been Friday night.
And we had talked about him on last week's show that Hammy had talked to him early in the week then as well.
Really, he thought he, was going to be right out of the hospital again, like he had been every other time, but didn't make it. To all of you, friends, family, I hope we didn't miss any. He had, I got to meet his son. I don't recall if I met the daughters. Maybe I did, but I met Courtney's three handsome young sons, big guys, and. So anything that I can do to assist you, any kind of way that you think we can do anything, please call on us.
Great God. Let's show some more photos. You and I went to a little supper over at Byron Briggs's house.
Around the corner from my house now.
That's right, and this is Byron's toilet. Now, not many people would take a picture of a toilet, but I had to take a picture because over the toilet, he's got this outdoor kitchen. He's got a big old bass, but he also had a little trolling motor and a bunch of reels that he had, some old antique reels. I guess I'll say antique. I guess he bought them when he was a mere child.
Yeah, that kind of makes them antique-ish.
But he had some of that going, and of course, there's Byron himself there in the kitchen with the big industrial-sized stove. Beautiful place. It was a good
By the way, we voted on lately, Byron, and you can go ahead and move in and everything else.
Yeah, I think the house is fine. I mean,
yeah, the community around you has accepted you.
We were sitting outside with Lionel
Becky had a lot to do with it, I might add.
I
just want you to remember that.
She's got good taste. We had Lionel Melanson there from that, was that Houston, Christ the King area?
Yeah, Lewisburg.
I guess what you call that.
Lewisburg Water System. He's a board member there.
And Bobby Dupre and our good friend, the attorney Jim Lopez again. Lopez all over the show this week. And one of the guys that was being recognized, I see Pat Morrow here, but Jason Mesh, a friend of ours from the Leonville area, is going to be running for judge for District, was that 27 District D. That's Judge Hebert's seat that he'll be retiring from.
He's going to be retiring,
and
yep.
Jason from the Leonville area.
Thank you, Don, for your long service.
That's right.
That's right.
Judge Hebert, a good friend to all of us, and wish him some good luck. I know he's had some health issues the last couple of years, and I think he's bounced back from that recently. So keep it up, Judge, till retirement. Then we'll better go play. We'll have a good time. And we got some more photos, you and I. We've got some pictures from the boxing.
Boxing. That's Mr. Gene Baja said. And kind of finding out a little bit about him. He did some boxing. And he boxed at Carencro High. Then Carencro stopped boxing a little, maybe in 1956, a couple of years before Louisiana high school boxing was dismantled completely. But he fought in the Golden Gloves. He was a champion at 175 pounds and won that in 1961. And during that same time, Ron Guidry, also won some championships then. Then he got really involved as a senior boxer and won the world senior boxing in Kansas City as late as 2011. So he just retired, and I think he could go a few rounds right now. He looks to be in shape. And Gene told me, he says, I bet you knew my brother. He says, now he was not a
boxer,
a Berja. He says he was an Hebert, Bobby Hebert. And Bobby Hebert was their mama and daddy passed away.
Right.
So the kids, there were several, maybe 6 or 7 kids.
But that would be Bobby Sr., the daddy of the quarterback? Is that who you're talking about? No, not them at all.
Bobby from Opelousas.
Oh, yeah,
he had
sure.
the Cozes.
Had the Cozy Law. And he had a seafood market.
He was a deputy sheriff for Adler, right-hand man to Adler.
I got it now.
Okay, you got it now.
I'm on the right page.
So the family was, the grandmother took Gene and most of them.
No
then an aunt took Bobby in and adopted him and gave him the Aban last name.
Really?
So anyhow, very interesting. Again, I'm getting off track from the boxing tournament.
That's all right.
But people like to hear those little stories.
How about these two old men?
Yeah, and look, well, we got a better picture of the medical doctor
right
there.
here?
There you go. Dr. Kerry Hernandez, and he practices as a ER doctor. And also, when he relaxes, he comes out to 3 Mile Lake and has his beautiful camp next door to my camp. I have a little bitty camp, and he's got a nice big camp.
And there he is checking on some of those young men that are boxing.
Every one of them have to be checked after the fights.
Boy, the one on the left, he took a little bit of a whipping.
He took a little whipping, yeah, but he was a little boxer. He's a little fighter.
And
this young lady, of course,
she
is
writes
Miss
the article with Navatar?
Patricia Gannon, and writes
the Advocate, excuse me, the Advocate.
The Acadiana Advocate.
Absolutely.
And she does a great job. They have really gotten into the community, and Patricia is the reason that so many of the events taking place in Acadiana is now being recognized.
Oh, very good.
And this gentleman here is Mr. Warren Miguez on the left, and Chad Broussard, Bad Chad,
that's right,
who has turned out to be one of the
great promoters right now.
Leading promoter in the state of Louisiana.
Glad to see
We're proud of you, Chad. And some of the boxers, as they got out of the ring, I was sitting right by where the doctor was, so they all had to come.
Miss
Deidre and
Gogerty,
and a world champion female boxer from Ireland.
Correct.
She had to leave Ireland to become a champion because it was illegal for women to box professionally. And Shelton LeBlanc on the right, what a man, a national Golden Glove champion when I was heavily involved.
And he looks like he could still fight.
And
I don't think he would fight as light as he did back then, though. He'd fight a heavier weight.
A little heavier weight, but let me tell you, he is an outstanding young man. He bought himself a new used bus. This little Jesse Fletcher the third.
The giant killer.
And he beat that young man on the left. Look, he looks like a kid compared to that young man.
But he ate him up.
And some more boxes. And then
here's a young man with his
He had just won his fight, and he looked 3 of his little boys.
Like that. Is that neat?
Or one of them, the little girl, maybe, on the left. I think so. But anyhow, his 3 kids.
And that's one of the ladies.
And this young lady is Delilah Holloway, and she is practicing to become a professional female boxer.
Well, she got the best coach.
And I introduced, well, she's not coaching. I just wanted her to meet a champion. She said, there's no champion female in here. I said,
you talk about.
And they hit it off. And, of course, Bo Williford, who his Raging Cajun amateur boxing club sponsored this and took care of all the details and everything. And this young man here is Daniel Herbert. He's from England.
And writes for Boxing Magazine there?
And actually close enough friends to where he was staying at Bo's home.
Very good. And we got some more folks here. More of the boxers, Jesse again.
Brandon on the left. And Brandon didn't have a good fight. Orvie from Mamu.
You got to bulk back up.
Come back.
Looks too thin.
Yeah, you got too thin right there. And more boxes, and then Kerry Dago came in, and he, of course, knows Daniel very well. Daniel wrote for 28 years for the Boxing News of England.
There you go.
And now is a freelance.
How about this guy? Not a boxer, Rudy Macklin, the leading rebounder in LSU history. Mr. Kentucky basketball back when he was in high school, one of the greatest basketball players ever.
And could do it again.
Oh, he's tremendous. Just promotes sports here for the state of Louisiana.
For the state of Louisiana.
Correct.
And does a great job. Thank you, Rudy, for coming and spending the time and being an inspiration to all the youngsters and us oldsters.
And us oldsters. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll see you folks on the other side of 1.